I'm Abby and welcome to my channel. I know I have my yoga mat behind me today, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different than yoga. I'm going to be sharing with you my 4 essential glute activation workouts. These are awesome to do as a home workout or before your glute days at the gym. I swear by these exercises and I'm really excited to share them with you. So let's get activating. For all of these exercises, I highly recommend using a resistance band. However, if you're brand new to these workouts or brand new to glute workouts in general, I recommend just using your body weight and doing higher reps than I'm doing today, and then you can work your way up into using a resistance band. I want to note that glute activation before glute workouts is extremely important because it helps your body warm them up so that it can better use and engage them during glute focused exercises and not rely on other muscles in your body, which can cause strain and injury. So we're going to be starting with kickbacks, also known as donkey kicks. I'll do a few slow reps here without the resistance band so you can really understand the form. And then I'm going to be doing 10 reps on each side. Make sure to challenge yourself here, but listen to your body and do what's most comfortable for you. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees here in a tabletop position. I'm going to show you the example with my left foot. So make sure you're at 90 degrees here. You're going to lift up that left leg completely bent, pushing it a little bit above 90 degrees and pulling it back in. Make sure you have the full range of motion here, so pushing it all the way up in that kickback and pulling it back in. It's really important to feel yourself engaging in your glutes and your hamstring and relaxing that foot so that you don't feel it in your quads. All right, I'm going to put on that resistance band and we're going to do the full exercise. And one more here, nice and slow. If you want, add a little pulse and relax. All right, let's move on to our right side now. Going back into that tabletop and kicking up your right leg. Last one, pushing up and relax. All right, we're going to be moving on to our next workout here, which is called fire hydrants. It's kind of like this exercise, but out to the side to really target those hips. Coming back to that tabletop position, I'm going to show you an example with my right leg here. So slightly hovering that right knee and pushing it out as far as you can to 90 degrees on your side and pulling it back in. So really getting that full range of motion here. Should really feel this in the side of your glutes. This one is a little bit more difficult with a resistance band, but I'm going to challenge myself and give it a try. Two more. Last one here. And pulse if you want to. Okay, onto the left side. And one more with the pulse if you'd like. I know this form can feel a little bit awkward, but trust me, this exercise is worth doing, and it's good sometimes to step out of your comfort zone. So we're going to be lying down on our back here. All right, and then bringing those palms to the ground and arms flat a little bit underneath your back just to support yourself. Bring your feet a little bit out here and squeeze in those shoulders. All right, so we're going to be squeezing our hips all the way up as high as you can, really engaging those glutes. Make sure you're tucking in your pelvis so your butt's not sticking out like this, but it's pulled in like that. And then we're going to release back down. Pulling in that pelvis, pushing up, and back down. All right, let's get that band going and do 10 reps of these. Hip thrusts really do target your glutes, but if you want to target those side glutes, which is your gluteus medius, and you're using a band, I recommend pushing out through your knees a little bit throughout this exercise, and you're really going to feel it for the entirety of your glutes. So let's come down on our back here. Once again, bringing in those, bringing in those arms and shoulders here. If you'd like, pushing out through those legs a little bit, and we're gonna tuck our pelvis and raise up to a full hip thrust or glute bridge. And one more, really make sure you're squeezing those glutes, and hold, and relax. Oof, okay. Let's move on to our next exercise here, which is going to be standing squats with a little bit of a hold. We're going to be doing standard squats here, but holding it in that squat position for 5 to 8 seconds, and then very slowly engaging our glutes and rising up. So for this exercise here, you're going to want to put that weight into your heels, with a slightly hinge forward and a straight back, and pushing back. I am going to be speeding this up because it's going to take a while, but definitely go at your own pace and hold for longer if you can. And then pushing up through your heels, engaging those glutes, and back down. All right, let's get that band and get started on this exercise. If you are using a resistance band and you want to target your gluteus medius like we did in that last exercise, make sure to push out through your knees here. We're going to be doing this for 10 reps. And we're going to put that weight in our heels, very slow and controlled glute engagement. Let's get started. All right, we're halfway there. Let's keep going. And one more. Hold for as long as you can here. Push through. All right, and we're all done. Oof, my goodness. Thank you so much for joining me in doing these 4 essential glute activation workouts.